Right now, as you watch this, temperatures across eastern Canada are plummeting to levels we have not seen in decades. Toronto just recorded its snowiest January in recorded history. Ottawa residents woke up to minus 18 degrees Celsius this morning. And here is what nobody is telling you about the next 72 hours. Within the next 30 seconds, I am going to reveal which Canadian cities will face the most dangerous conditions today, Friday, February 6th, 2026. But first, you need to understand what is happening in the stratosphere right above us. The polar vortex is splitting. This is not a drill. Meteorologists from Environment Canada and the Weather Network have confirmed a stratospheric warming event that is pushing Arctic air further south than we have seen in over 20 years. What does this mean for you? It means the cold you are feeling right now is just the beginning. Let me show you the numbers that shocked me when I saw them this morning. Toronto's overnight, low dropped to minus 19 degrees Celsius. That is cold enough to freeze exposed skin in under 10 minutes. Montreal hit minus 16, Ottawa minus 18. These are not just cold days. These are dangerous conditions that require immediate preparation. Comment below right now with your city name, and I will give you a personalized forecast for your exact location over the next week. Now, let us start with Eastern Canada because this is where the situation is most critical right now. Toronto, Canada's largest city, is facing a high today of only minus 1 degree Celsius. But here is the twist. The snow probability today is 35%, and with wind chill factored in, it will feel like minus 15 degrees Celsius by mid-afternoon. According to AccuWeather, Toronto's Pearson Airport just recorded the snowiest January in its entire measurement history. Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. today, expect light flurries. The real concern starts at 4 p.m. when wind speeds pick up to 20 kilometers per hour from the northwest. By 8 p.m. tonight, temperatures drop to minus 8 degrees Celsius, but wind chill makes it feel like minus 18. Ottawa, our nation's capital, woke up to minus 18 degrees Celsius this morning. The high today, only minus 10. Climate data shows Ottawa typically sees 21 snowy days every February. We are only on day 6, and we have already had 4 major snow events. The snow starts at 11 a.m. By 1 p.m., visibility drops to 2 kilometers. The heaviest snowfall hits between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., with accumulations of 5 to 8 centimeters possible. Winds from the southwest at 17 kilometers per hour will create drifting snow, making driving extremely hazardous during evening rush hour. When the actual temperature is minus 18 degrees Celsius, the wind chill can push the perceived temperature down to minus 30 degrees Celsius. At minus 30, frostbite can occur on exposed skin in less than 10 minutes. Montreal. The current temperature is minus 14 degrees Celsius. The forecast high, minus 11. That is actually colder than both Toronto and Ottawa today. Snow probability sits at 20%, but do not let that number fool you. Montreal averages over 20 snowy days every February, typically receiving 50 to 60 centimeters of total snowfall this month. Snow begins at 2 p.m. By 4 p.m., we are looking at moderate snowfall with visibility down to 1.5 kilometers. The evening commute from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. will be treacherous. Now we move to the Prairies, and this is where things get genuinely extreme. Winnipeg, Manitoba, known as one of the coldest cities on Earth among urban centers with over 500,000 people. Today's high temperature, minus 13 degrees Celsius. Overnight lows drop to minus 23. According to forecasts, the Canadian prairies will face prolonged deep freezes with many consecutive days where overnight temperatures drop below minus 18 degrees Celsius. Daytime temperatures will struggle to break above freezing for the next 2 weeks minimum. Right now, at 9 a.m., it is minus 21 degrees Celsius. By noon, we might see minus 15. The warmest part of the day peaks at minus 13. Then the temperature crashes again. By 8 p.m. tonight, minus 19. By midnight, minus 24 degrees Celsius. At these temperatures, your car might not start without a block heater. Diesel fuel can gel. Batteries lose up to 60% of their power. This is not just inconvenient. This is potentially life-threatening if you break down on a remote highway. Health experts are issuing warnings today. Do not stay outdoors continuously for more than 15 to 20 minutes. The risk of hypothermia is real, and it happens faster than most people realize. Now let me take you west, because what is happening in Alberta will absolutely surprise you. Calgary, sitting in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, has a forecast high today of 12 degrees Celsius. While Toronto is at -1, Ottawa at -10, Winnipeg at -13, Calgary is enjoying 12 degrees above zero. Here is the phenomenon that most people outside Alberta do not understand. It is called a Chinook wind. When moist Pacific air crosses the Rocky Mountains, it compresses and warms as it descends the eastern slopes. This can raise temperatures by 20 to 30 degrees Celsius in just a few hours. At 8 a.m., the temperature was -2 degrees Celsius. By 11 a.m., +7. By 2 p.m., we hit the peak of 12 degrees. But here is the twist. Chinooks are temporary. Strong Arctic air outbreaks can rush back in within 24 to 48 hours. You can experience a 30-degree temperature swing in a single week. Edmonton, 280 kilometers north of Calgary, has a high today of 2 degrees Celsius. This is still remarkably mild compared to early February when Edmonton regularly sees -20 to -30 degrees Celsius. Now we arrive at the West Coast, and the contrast is absolutely stunning. Vancouver, British Columbia. Today, forecast high is 13 degrees Celsius. Overnight, lows only drop to 5 to 9 degrees. Rain probability is 10%. While the rest of Canada battles Arctic cold and snow, Vancouver enjoys what most people would call pleasant autumn weather. But here is what the forecast is not telling you. Rain. Lots of rain. Vancouver averages 16 to 22 rainy days every February. Total rainfall can reach 135 to 242 millimeters. Let me give you the preparation checklist you need right now. For anyone in Eastern Canada, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec City, you need multiple layers of loose, light, warm clothing. Tight clothing restricts blood flow and makes you colder. You need a toque that covers your ears completely. Frostbite hits ears first. You need gloves or mittens, and mittens are actually warmer because your fingers generate heat together. You need a scarf to cover your nose and mouth when breathing in extreme cold. Check your vehicle emergency kit. You need blankets, at minimum 2 per vehicle. Water, even though it might freeze. Non-perishable food like granola bars or trail mix. A flashlight with extra batteries. A snow shovel and ice scraper. Jumper cables. Candles and matches for emergency heat. A first aid kit. For Central Canada, Winnipeg, and the Prairies, everything I just mentioned applies double. Add chemical hand warmers to your kit. They can be life-saving. Make sure your vehicle has a block heater and use it. Check your anti-freeze levels. They need to be rated for -40 degrees Celsius minimum. Keep your fuel tank above half full at all times. For Western Canada, Calgary, and Edmonton, the temperature swings create unique challenges. You might need a winter coat at 8 a.m. and just a sweater by 2 p.m. Layer your clothing so you can adjust. Keep emergency supplies in your vehicle because conditions can change rapidly. For Vancouver, waterproof everything. Waterproof jacket, waterproof boots, waterproof bag for your electronics. The rain is relentless, and dampness makes you feel much colder than the temperature suggests. Now let me talk about the health risks, because this is critical information that could save your life or someone you love. Hypothermia occurs when your body loses heat faster than it can produce it. Your core body temperature drops below 35 degrees Celsius. Early symptoms include shivering, fatigue, confusion, and loss of coordination. If you notice someone displaying these symptoms, get them inside immediately. Remove any wet clothing, warm them gradually with blankets, and give them warm, non-alcoholic beverages. Why non-alcoholic? Because alcohol dilates your blood vessels, which actually increases heat loss from your core. It makes you feel warmer, but makes you colder. Never drink alcohol before going outside in extreme cold. Frostbite can occur in minutes when temperatures drop below -20 degrees Celsius with wind. It typically affects extremities first: ears, nose, fingers, toes, cheeks. The skin becomes white or grayish yellow, feels unusually firm or waxy, and goes numb. If you suspect frostbite, do not rub the area. That causes more damage. Get inside, immerse the affected area in warm, not hot water, around 40 degrees Celsius, and seek medical attention. Here is something most people do not know. You can get frostbite even when the air temperature is above freezing if there is wind and moisture. Wind chill is the real danger. Let me give you the wind chill chart that every Canadian should memorize. At -20 degrees Celsius with 20 km/h winds, wind chill hits -33. Frostbite risk becomes high in 10 to 30 minutes. At minus 30 degrees Celsius with the same wind chill drops to minus 45. Frostbite can occur in 5 to 10 minutes. At minus 40 degrees Celsius, wind chill reaches minus 56. Frostbite occurs in less than 5 minutes. Transportation challenges during extreme cold are significant. Black ice forms when temperatures hover around freezing, creating invisible ice patches on roads. It typically forms on bridges and overpasses first because they freeze faster than regular road surface. Below minus 10 degrees Celsius, standard road salt becomes ineffective. Cities switch to calcium chloride or sand for traction instead. But even these have limits. Below minus 25 degrees Celsius, nothing works effectively. Here is what you need to do right now after watching this video. First, comment below with your city name so I can give you a personalized forecast. I will respond to every comment with specific information for your location. Second, check your emergency supplies today, not tomorrow. Today, make sure you have everything you need if you get stranded or lose power. Third, look at the extended forecast for your region on Environment Canada or the Weather Network. Do not rely on generic weather apps. Use the official Canadian sources that update every 3 hours with the latest data. Fourth, talk to elderly neighbors or family members. People over 65 are at higher risk for hypothermia and cold-related illness. Make sure they have heat, food, and someone checking on them. Now here is what is coming in the next video that you absolutely cannot miss. I am going to reveal the 7-day extended forecast for every major Canadian region with hour-by-hour precision. I am going to show you which cities face the highest blizzard risk next week, and I am going to give you the preparation timeline for the next major storm system that Environment Canada is tracking for February 10th through 13th. That video drops in exactly 48 hours. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it because the information could literally save your life. Let me give you one final thought. February 2026 is testing us. The polar vortex split is creating conditions we have not seen in decades. Toronto just had its snowiest January on record. The Prairies are facing prolonged deep freeze warnings. But here is what I know about Canadians. We are built for this. We do not just survive winter, we master it. We celebrate it. We turn brutal cold into ice festivals, hockey tournaments, and world-class winter sports. This cold snap will pass. Spring will come. But right now, today, Friday, February 6th, 2026, we need to be smart, prepared, and looking out for each other. Whether you are in Toronto facing minus 1 degrees Celsius with snow, Vancouver enjoying 13 degrees Celsius with light rain, Winnipeg battling minus 13 degrees Celsius and brutal wind chill, or anywhere in between, you now have the information you need to stay safe. Comment your city below. I am reading every single comment and I will give you personalized information for your exact location. Stay warm, stay safe, and I will see you in 48 hours with the next critical weather update that you cannot afford to miss. The worst of this cold snap hits tonight. You now know exactly when and exactly what to expect. You are prepared, you are informed, you are ready. Thank you for watching. Now go check those emergency supplies and make sure your family is prepared for the next 72 hours.